up, y'all? This is China here from the China Show, and I'm here with my guy, aka Luke. We got something special dropping. He's dropping the World Series collection. We're gonna talk about that, the creative process behind that, and of course, some music. You ready, Luke? So Luke, I see you pulling up with the 1965 Impala. That's like so you. That's so you though.
Yeah, I grew up around cars. You know, it's my vibe. It's my stuff.
So that's really cool that you have the cars, the aesthetic, you have everything, and now that you have your brand going on.
Yeah. So my brand's called Down to Earth. I officially made the brand and dropped a little something just on Instagram during COVID and actually the year of 2020.
Okay.
So I dropped it and I was just selling out of the trunk and I didn't have anything official. I didn't have a website. So then I was like, let me just give myself a goal, a target to work towards. And it was a couple months ago and I was like, what's a good like just theme? And I grew up playing baseball, so I was like, let me do a World Series collection. I got a couple ideas.
Oh, that's so perfect. What was the whole creative process behind that? I know that you were looking at like the uniforms of baseball like as an influence, but going deeper into like making it more of you and adding that spin, what was the process behind that?
So it definitely was a thinking process, and I definitely wanted to think outside of the box. And I was like, what can I do that just not another T-shirt brand does, or just make myself different?
Yeah.
And I was like, use my connections. I was like, okay, like who do I know?
Right.
And then one of my best friends, he does airbrush. He paints helmets first of all for like supercross riders. But he's really good with airbrushes. He's good with pants actually.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that on camera.
Right.
The big stepper.
Okay.
But
big stepper.
So all this stuff that I want to do, I'm going to do order to make. So I got some custom hats in there. And I was like, let's do like, how can I be clever? So I was like, I live in Southern California. This is where the brand's based out of. I'm an Angel fan. Okay. But
yes,
it's no secret that Dodger stuff sells well.
Okay.
So I got the.
Great marketer. You great marketer.
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
You gotta stay true to it.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I was like separating like personal interest and business, and I used the Dodger hat, the spring training one with the D, and then just put Down to Earth and airbrush using the D. Yeah. So just OWN to Earth on the side. And I was like, what other hat? I was like, the Diamondbacks have the snake, which is cool. I was like, that one's cool. What else is there? And then I always loved the Detroit hat, just like the Old English D, and I was like, let me do that one. So I went with those two for the hats. And then I got a silver ring coming out. One of my really good friends, which is also a big homie, he owns a jewelry company. He's like, yo, I'll help you make it.
Oh, like clasping rings, like
exactly.
Rings?
A varsity ring, yeah.
Oh, that's so clever.
So it's like a World Series ring.
Aside from the creative process, what is the process of creating it and actually getting the shirts done, like the behind the scenes stuff, like the pressing and all of that? Walk us through it, because I may need to start a little China Show brand or something.
I can definitely help you with that. Just the creative process of just getting the blanks, what I want to use, you know what I mean? Like I like a little bit thicker collar on like the t-shirts. I don't want like a little flimsy collar. No bacon. Was that Hanes commercial? No bacon.
Right.
Jordan. And then just figuring out like what quality do I want on the shirt, because screen printing in my opinion is the best. Heat transfers.
Okay. And you know what? Honestly, Luke, I'm feeling like weird at the fact that I'm not wearing a shirt right now for the interview.
We got it for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we got it for you.
Okay. Cut. Do you mind if I throw one on?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay. Let's go do it.
All right.
So it was only right that I put on the shirt. Wow, this is really dope. I'm loving this design, Luke.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
is really cool. This like makes me feel more organic and authentic in this interview.
Yeah.
And appropriate.
Yeah, of course, had to.
Appropriate for this interview.
It's the proper attire.
So now that you're preparing for the drop for the 28th, how would you say that drop is equivalent to like you dropping music within dropping this collection?
Equivalent?
Yes.
I guess you have to put them in columns. I mean, it's just like, I think the equivalent, like, is like building the hype.
Right.
Building the hype and getting the content, like, yo, this is a snippet, this is a sneak peek. As far as like, it could be different, is like, for the clothing, I think that from my experience, the music and the song or the album is already done, and I'm just waiting for it to be released and then trying to promote it. With the clothing, it's like I'm still working every day until the release.
Gotcha, doing
it's
the
just
photo
more
shoots
work.
and everything.
Yeah.
I saw that you did a photo shoot.
I did too.
With the collection and music, how do you plan to merge the two?
I'm so excited because this is going to be the drop of the website. Like, I've been out of the
Right.
trunk. I've been out of the trunk, and like
Oh, so this is going to be like the official website.
Official website, official
Oh,
drop.
yeah.
Like everything.
Right.
When I was like, what I would do is I would sell out the trunk, and then I would just put it on my story, and then every time someone bought something, I would take a video or a picture of them holding it or them wearing it when they bought it, and then it would make like my next follower or like my next friend or my next like family member like want to buy one.
Right.
And it would always make like a chain reaction, and I would make like a bunch of sales just off of that.
So speaking about music, let's talk about the third album that you said is about 75% done at the moment right now. We need some new music.
I know. I've been on a hiatus right now. I've definitely been on a hiatus.
Okay. Why so?
Well, I just shifted my on a priority, I guess you could say.
Right.
Because music is difficult. Music is very difficult, especially if you're not established. And obviously, like, I'm still working to get there. And it takes a lot of time out of you. It takes a lot of money out of you. It takes a lot of effort out of you. And I shifted my attention and all my priorities to something that's going to make me money, like down to it. You know what I mean? Like I was spending more money than I was making money. And I made multiple clothing brands, and like I made a couple in high school, did some with friends, and I was like, let me just do it, you know. And working here with my homies, it was like just extra boost because like I learned everything that they know from the marketing, so it's just helping me, and they help me with things outside of marketing as well. So it just made sense. It just made sense for me to shift my priorities, but it's like the passion, the fun for music is still there. And then now that like I got to take a break, I was like, okay, cool. Like now I can make it again, and I got like more influence and more like motivation and stuff like that. Doing it at the end of the day, I'm doing it because it's fun. I'm not doing it because I'm gonna stress myself out. And it has to be this. Like I don't want to do that. I want it to be very genuine. So it's gonna come out when it's ready. But
we can't wait for it. Okay, well, can you at least tell us what sounds could we hear on it, different than the last two albums?
The third album is technically my second album because I would say that it was a mixtape with Hunger Force. Okay. So the second album is a G-Funk album, like the first album.
Yes.
But I'm just gonna change the narrative a little bit. If you pay attention to the first album is like me driving the car, like going through a drive-thru, going to a party, going home, like. Intermission, you know, stuff like that. So this one, I'm gonna change like the story. It's still gonna be like cruising in the car, which is like music from my Paula. Music from my Paula is like what I want to hear cruising. Yeah. You know what I mean? What I want to hear. So that's why it's so G-Funk. That's why it's melodic. That's why it's so laid back. And obviously there's some bangers on there too, but that's why it sounds like that, because it's like, what do you want to hear when you're in a car like that?
I'm so excited for that. I'm really excited for it to drop. Can you give us like maybe I know it's probably going to drop in 2023, but yeah, would you say in the beginning or kind of like in the middle? Right.
But realistically, music from my Apollo should be in the spring.
Or the summer.
Or the summer.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So we can expect it in the summer.
It should be in the spring or the summer.
Or the summer, for real.
Or the summer.
I just want to say, as a friend, as someone who has watched you grow with your music throughout the years, the clothing brands, like I'm really proud of you, and I really can't wait for everything that you have coming. Like you're constantly elevating. So I thank you so much for just sitting down with the China show. Give us some shout outs, man. Like who are we shouting out there? I know there's so many people behind everything that you're doing. So let's get into it.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to shout out like the team that I work with, Mr. Kingdom. He's the owner of All Good Marketing. Shout out Spencer Owens. He has also a company called .com. very music influenced. Shout out Hugo Carrillo. He's like the brains that like makes me like he sparks ideas in my head and it's like, yo, solidify your shit. Like, why not charge that much? You know what I mean?
Why not?
Because I look up to brands like Born and Raised. Like Stussy's my favorite brand.
Right.
So it's like if you want to be a brand like that, then solidify stuff like that. Like don't try to work it up because then people are gonna be like, why are your prices like that now? You know what I mean? Like solidify what the image you want to be and the brand you want to be. So shout out him. Shout out Anthony Ibar Anthony on Instagram. Amazing photography. Shout out my boy that does all my videos. NCF and also JP. He has is a recording. Shout out. Like I just have the homies that just behind me and any vision I have, they help me execute. Shout out my homie Bo, Craftwork Printing, all the screen printing. You know, have all that. Like it's just. I don't want to leave anybody out because there's a lot of people involved. Shout out my boy Noah that did my second photo shoot on Sunday. Shout out my girl Emily.
Hey, looking beautiful in the photo shoot.
Emily Crystal Fit, yeah, she's a little fit influencer on there. She's a little famous.
Okay.
She hates when I say that. shout out her. She's the number one supporter. You know, you have to have her.
Aww.
If you have a significant other, they should be behind your back.
Yes.
She is. Shout out my pops. He's the one that owns the car. I help a little bit with building the car. This is helps with the music for my Paul and stuff like that. Shout out my mom. Shout out my family, stuff like that. They're big supporters and stuff like that. And just shout out the homies. They all push me to go farther. Shout out everyone. Shout out the homie Juice Stars, my boy Dasani Bobby. He's the one that gave me this hat right here. And shout out to the city of Orange County, California. That's where we're coming out of. You know, we got to put ourselves on the map. But yeah, those are my shout outs. You can find me on aka Luke _ on Instagram.
And for the website, where can we find the website? That's
www.downearth.com.
Okay.
No A in Earth, DONN
Okay.
2 ERTH.com, and then Down Earth Official on Instagram, and then I'll be making a TikTok soon and stuff like that. But yeah, real cool stuff coming out soon. Real cool.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm so excited for it, and thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you.